This is a Talk2Jack podcast with UnkuJack, exploring topics on heart, mind, soul, and the human experience. Let's talk. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Talk2Jack podcast. I'm your host UnkuJack, and here with another episode. And I would like to talk today about copying, cheating. Essentially, you're faking it till you make it. What am I referring to? Do you remember in school when you had an exam to write, you'd stayed up studying and you fell asleep somehow and you didn't get a chance to cram all the stuff you had to, and so you relied on your best friend, your study partner, who sat right next to you in the exam hall so that you could spy off to the side and see what they wrote and copy off of them, so your results would come out looking almost exactly identical. Essentially, you become a carbon copy. That's what I want to talk about. Carbon copy. What we do in life today because of the advent of social media. And it's not a social media thing. It's something that's been going on forever. Every fad, every trend, everything the society picks up and it becomes a pop culture icon that we all jump on has been a carbon copy of someone else or something else. And my thing about this is that there is no one size fits all strategy to life. We may imitate, and they say imitation is the best form of flattery, and I agree. But because it looked good on someone else doesn't mean it looks good on you. You can't carbon copy someone else's pose and someone else's style and someone else's look and someone else's vibe and think that somehow you are that person or you look exactly like that person. At best, you're an imitation of that person. Maybe not. Okay, at worst, you're an imitation of that person, a cheap imitation of that person. At best, you're your own thing, trying to look like that person. I see on social media so many people that it's hard to come by any page, any post without the same style of pose, the same style of garment, the whole same style of wear, the whole same style of look, the same things being done and replicating, people replicating and replicating a single moment of originality from someone else. And nobody's creating. Everyone's just replicating. And it bothers me because we're stifling the creativity for cheap thrills. If it worked for someone else, like a Banana Republic, everybody just jumps on the bandwagon and they just replicate what someone else did that worked. And I understand that. No need to reinvent the wheel. I get that. I understand. But if all we're doing is just carbon copying what we've seen other people do, where is the originality? Where is the uniqueness? Where is the... I don't know, where is the spice of life, the joie de vivre, you know? You can't carbon copy other people's journeys to make your life successful. You can't carbon copy other people's successes to make your own life successful. At best, you may get a portion of the way there. But the rest is up to you. Because we're all unique and our journeys are strictly ours. They're uniquely ours. But we need to put in the work to discover ourselves. We need to put in the work to find out the way we apply what we've learned and the things we've picked up along the way and how we can apply that to who we are to create something new. And that way we're not just copying things that we've seen in the world. We're adding something to it. We're adding our own spice of life to this thing called life. You know, a lot of people aren't willing to put in the work to discover self. We're just copying and pasting, carbon copying what other people are doing. But we need to put in the work to discover ourselves, to acknowledge where we are, to try things, to fail, to succeed. But most importantly, we need to be honest about who we are, what we see in the mirror, what we do, how we fit, what we're good at, how we actually look when we copy those poses and when we do those silly memes and when we do those things that other people look so cool doing. Because in those moments of honesty, we discover who we really are, what we're capable of, what we can and cannot do, what we should and should not do, and what contributions we can make to society. Instead of copying somebody else's contribution to society, how about we add our own? How about we bring in our own spice of life, our own joie de vivre? So that way, we are not following someone else's path to their destiny. We're charting our own path to our destiny. It's a thought. It's something that's bugged me for a while. Something I've been thinking about. I don't know. Maybe it's Aquarian in me. Maybe it's just my desire innately to be unique, or maybe it just makes sense that the variety that we all bring to this world is what makes the world a beautiful place. It's what makes life interesting. And if we're all too busy just copying everyone else's homework and copying everyone else's life, copying everyone else's poses and their posts and their formats online and real life, whatever it may be, that we're losing out on the essence of what we could have the potential to create, what we could develop, what we could bring to the table. And I mean this as parents, I mean this in the home, I mean this at work, I mean this in how we interact with our friends. Don't just go out there copying what we see everywhere. Just bring some level of uniqueness. Spend some time figuring out who you are so that you bring that authenticity to the table and you create this new environment that is new and unique, and you're adding spice to what is life. And who knows? Maybe other people will imitate you. I don't know. Anyways, that's my thought for today. I hope you found that interesting. Please like, share, subscribe, and as always, be inspired. This has been the Talk2Jack podcast with UnkuJack. Tune in next time for another episode.